Hey guys, yeah, you got the Dragon here from Dragon Worx here in Florida. What you're looking at is, well, I don't know, maybe I went a little crazy on some decals when I purchased them or what have you, but yeah, I know I've been teasing y'all about getting this bike painted. This is my 2000 Honda VFR for those who don't know, and for those who've been following along, I've been teasing y'all for 6 months now. No, actually, I've been teasing you guys for 2 years that I was going to get this thing polished up and painted and all this kind of stuff. And what we got going on here is I'm really close. What's been taking me a lot of time is the previous owner had deleted the blinkers, if y'all haven't noticed, or maybe you have noticed, and they did some shoddy body work when they did that. The blinkers are now on the new mirrors that I got, and the ones that were on it before, I just bought some new ones. Sorry about this video. It's going to be, as usual, poor quality, shaking, bad lighting, all that good stuff, so lucky you guys. But anyway, I have just been meticulously working on these body panels, all my fairings and everything, just trying to get it perfect, which I can't. There's also been, and again, sorry about the lighting, there's been a lot of repairs on this tail section, and the other side is going to be dark, you won't see. So I'm still working on that, because every time I think I'm done, I see a little imperfection or something. So I've really just been taking a lot of time trying to get it right. This was a first attempt at a color, but that's all coming back off. You can see it's scuffed right now, but I'm sanding all that back off. That's not the white that I'm going to use. But anyway, okay, so also for those who have been following along, and if you haven't, then back up 2 years ago when Gina and I, we had a wreck on Christmas Eve, and I just smashed this bike all up. I mean, the body was all broke up, the mirrors were broke off, it was all scunned up pretty bad, and I just kind of been patching it together for a couple years, swearing that I was going to get around to painting it, and then I guess here I am again, promising that again, but I am really close. And if it wasn't for the fact that winter just showed up here in Florida and with a vengeance, I would be painting this thing probably today. But it's cold as hell, and there's no heat in Florida. But there's no heat in this building. It's probably close enough that I could paint, but since the way I'm going to do it, which I'm getting ready to explain, I kind of want conditions to be really good. And I don't even have a paint booth right now. So I'm going to be painting open in this shop, which is not very wise, but, bear with me. We're going to see what I can do. So that light's really messing with the camera there. So, okay, so what we got is I bought some super white paint and some clear and all that. And I'm a novice painter. Now, the definition of a professional painter or a professional anything is a person who gets paid to provide, services. And I've been paid a lot to paint bikes and bikes that I've painted and sold. So I guess I'm a professional, but I still don't know what the heck I'm doing. Every time I do it, I got to really check out some directions and so forth. And somehow I pull it off. It looks great, but I'm just not 100% confident yet in it, so I don't feel that way. You can see where I've done some heavy, it looks worse than it is. That's spot putty, but I've really just been trying to work that out. I came in yesterday thinking it was completely finished, and what I realized was it's hard holding this skinny little phone straight with one hand while I'm talking and walking around. Sorry, guys. But like I say, every time I look at this thing, I realize that there's another imperfection in it or something. Now, you don't know this, but this was completely cracked. This was all busted up really bad, and of course you can't see that in the light right now because I'm in the way, and you still can't, but you're not going to see where I fixed it, because that's what I am good at. I'm good at making things look good one way or another. I don't know how I do it. All these pieces have been broken. Every piece on this bike was pretty much destroyed one way or another. This fender here had real bad cracks all down the sides of it. It was where it hit the road and this kind of thing, but you're not going to notice that stuff when I'm done. So anyway, okay, so what we got, if I may be repeating myself, so sorry if I did, or if I'm going to, which I will. But anyway, so before, what happened was I just had thrown some stickers on, you know, the factory paint just to make it look a little different, and it was kind of cool. I kind of liked it. You know, most people would think it's, you know, shitty or whatever, and I don't really care what you think or what anybody really thinks about that. That's what I like, and you like what you like. And yeah, I care what people think, but not when it comes to criticizing me or anything like that. It just doesn't bother me. I'm going to do what I want to do, and that's just how it is. And I don't really care what people think about that. So anyway, what we got going on here, and some of this is going to go on there and some isn't, because I'm still trying to decipher that myself. Now, obviously, these wings are to replace the factory Honda wings, okay? When I got them, they were, you know, I kind of thought they were going to be a little smaller by the measurements, because I actually measured the decals that came off. So they're supposed to be exactly the same size, but it's just a little tiny bit bigger. Oh, let me get back here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to hold this and do this at the same time, but you can kind of picture what we got going on here. I just got to get the right placement, how I'm going to do it, and that's going to be corresponding with what I do on the fairings and the cow and everything. But that is going to be my tank emblem, okay? And basically what's going to happen here, this is another thing I really got to watch, because anybody who knows anything about painting or thinks they know anything about painting over decals is, for an expert, it's no problem. Most people would not even do it. A professional painter, some of them won't even do it. It doesn't always turn out very good. So basically, I got, as you can see here, I got over $100 worth of decals. If anybody has ever bought any decals, there's $100 worth of decals here. There's 6 months worth of preparation on the body, and there's this is cheap paint. To me, it is. It's $100. Got that down there at Higgs in Holly Hills, which is between me and Daytona, and $100 there for that stuff, which is, you know, really good price on paint. But again, it's just, you know, it's just your baseline paint job. So what I'm getting at is, what I got to do is I got to lay a base coat of white down, okay? Then I got to shoot, you know, like a couple coats of clear on it, and then that's got to cure a good bit. It's got to get hard. Then you put on the vinyl decals. Then you put on adhesion promoter, like a Bulldog or something, and then you got to clear over it. So that's the part that's tricky, because once you let that clear coat sit to harden up, now you're going to try to throw another coat of clear on it, and it's not tacky anymore or anything. And some people say scuff it a little bit, you know, with 600 before you shoot it again. Some people say don't ever scuff it, because you'll see the scuff mark. So I got a couple extra things that I'm going to probably do a little test with, and I'll probably do it with my my seat cowl there. Maybe I'll test on that or something. So some of this stuff's going to get used and some isn't. So anyway, yeah, you put the clear on, you put the decals on, you put some adhesion promoter on this, because this is vinyl. These decals are vinyl. Adhesion promoter, and then you clear over it. Now, I've done it before, and every time I've ever done it, it's worked great, and I got paid well to do it. It's worked for me. Now, I don't know about longevity, because I've only been doing this myself for a couple years. I always had somebody else paint my stuff, and I seem to be, you know, making out okay. But if it's going on a sport bike, and anybody knows sport bikes, no paint jobs last on a sport bike, because 6 months from now, this thing will be busted up on a road somewhere, and it'll be getting repainted. That's just how sport bikes are. So I'm not really worried about too longevity. Plus, I change my mind all the time. So anyway, it's going to be a tricky deal. And right now the temperature isn't cooperating. I could probably heat this shop up and you know, get it up to temperature, but I don't really have the ability right now and the time to go through a whole lot of stuff. So I hope I don't run out of recording time here, because it's getting close. But what I wanted to try to do was show you guys, maybe this might be a part 2. So if, just in case this video cuts off, then we'll watch part 2. But I'm going to go ahead and try to explain this real good. Okay, so you guys already know I got the proper tank decals for that. Okay, and then I really like this Honda racing stuff. That's kind of cool. So what I'm thinking about is that is going to go somewhere. Oops, now I got the wrong fairing over here, but somewhere on here like so. Not sure yet until I'm going to actually get it up on the bike and get the right angle. Okay, and then I really like this VFR because these are called interceptors, and I think that's just a cool thing. So I used to have it something like this before, and of course, like I say, the fairing's like that, so actually this one will be turned or something. I'm not sure. I got to get all this laid out. And then that I think was going to go, you know, sorry about the light again, something like that. And I'm not so sure I'm going to use this dragon again. I had that on there before and it was kind of cool. But the main dragon, which is my logo and my tattoo permanently on my arm, is this exact tribal dragon, which I love. And what I'm going to try to do is get that back on the tank. I really like that. I thought that was cool. Just kind of reminded me who I am every time I rode the bike. So it kind of looks a little weird now, but you'll see. Look back at the video. It's the same way I had it before. But there's going to be a couple things changed. Some similar and some different. One thing I am going to add is, oh heck, what's that guy's name now? Shoot, I can't remember, but damn it, I had it. I thought of it before I started the video, but if you go on YouTube and you search Honda VFR 800RR, it's like Dan the Man or something. I can't remember his name now. I don't want to screw it up, but he has this decal 800RR on his tail section, and I just thought it looked kind of cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm blocking it. Oh, this is terrible. Anyway, so I couldn't find the 800RR, and I was just going to use the RR off of this 600RR, and then they sent me the wrong size 800, so it's like huge. It needs to be half this size. But what I believe I'm going to do is I'm going to be able to manipulate this 6 into an 8. Okay, I'm going to take some of that decal, I'm going to cut that hole out, I'm going to make that thing an 8. So it's going to have 800RR on it, and I think that's kind of neat. And a lot of people will not think that's neat, and that's even better. I like that. I like a little controversy, and that's the way, you know, sometimes negative attention's just as good as positive attention. But anyway, that's kind of the idea. So sorry about this jumbled video. I'm going to have to really review this one to see if I'm going to post it, because I've lost track of half the things I was saying and all that. But I just want you guys to know that, yeah, the shit is getting real, and this is about to happen right now. Just time and weather's not cooperating. I just wanted to give you a little sneak peek. I was going to not show you until it was done, but you all been patiently waiting for this. These are probably going to turn out to be my test pieces that I'm going to try to clear over, because they're just, that 800's too big to put on anywhere, and it just doesn't look right. If it was half the size, these are 2 inch, I think, or 1.5 inches. I need it 1 inch or 3/4, maybe something just a little bit bigger than an RR, but I think I'm going to manipulate that 6 and make that 6 into an 8. So with this lighting, the camera's going in and out a whole lot, and I'm very sorry about that. I'm not very sorry, I'm just a little sorry, because I don't want to go through that again, explaining that. I'm waiting for my forklift to come back so I can get up and change the lights. Oh, look, there I go. I explained it anyway. So that's where we're at. Long video here, but soon, if you know, the weather cooperated, this thing, some of this would be getting painted right now. So I've got a couple pieces there, that tail section and that nose cone. I just got a little bit more body work to do, fill in them little pinholes, and basically I'm ready to go. And you're going to see some shit happen. This thing is going to look awesome. So I know not everybody's going to be a fan of it, but oh yeah, real quick, another thing, if the video doesn't cut off, I'm not even 100% sure yet, because you know me, if you've been following me for any amount of time, everything I've ever owned, I've sold it one time or another to pay bills, or because I want to buy more bikes or something. So the thing I got to watch out is, if I start throwing these dragons all over this thing, it's not going to appeal to the general public. Matter of fact, the white and black might not even appeal to them. But so that's another thing I got to do a little soul searching here and see if I'm really going to even go that way with the dragons. I know this sounds crazy, this may end up going on the outside of the clear coat, and then if I need to remove it to sell it, I can. So yeah, if you know me any amount of time, you know I've had a lot of very nice things in the past and have had to sell them to chase my dreams. So this thing could become a victim of that even as soon as it's done. So let's see what happens. Hopefully that's not the case, and you know I can hang on to this thing because I think it's going to be beautiful. I spent a lot of time, you all know if you've been following, I spent 3 months hand sanding, a very little machine work because you can't really do a whole lot with any kind of tool to get in these places. So basically all this polishing of this frame was done by hand, and it took me like almost every day for 3 months. And watch my other videos because it all used to look like this cast aluminum. Not this part here. Going down there, they already had this, you know, it wasn't polished, but it was like this right here. You can see that. Let me see if I can get that. It's not polished. That's polished. Of course, you see a lot of little scuff marks. That's all going to be done when I'm finished with it. I'll polish that again. But yeah, this here, all this stuff used to look like that. And I did it all by hand. Swing arm, the hub, you know, the whole swing arm back in there. That's done. I did my top triple tree clamp and some other stuff. What I'm going to try to do is eliminate, I know this may sound crazy too, I'm going to try to eliminate that chain guard because I like this being open, and I'm going to make something for the brake lines to hold. Now when I first do it, it may not be anything really nice yet, but I'm going to get something aluminum and brace them, because that's what happens. The chain guard has a slot to actually hold these brake hoses. So I gotta figure something out for them so it's safe and everything, but I'm gonna try to go without that. It just opens it up and makes it look a little nicer, I think. Okay guys, so yeah, we're getting really close here. Sorry it's not painted yet, but stay tuned and stick with me, because something's gonna happen. Hey, any ideas, any suggestions, any comments, good or bad, I don't care, throw them at me. Let's see what you got. So hey, Dragon says thanks for watching. Peace out.